So after 7 months of waiting and waiting and waiting, Activision has finally been able to release Modern Warfare Remastered as a standalone after being kept hostage with that godforsaken mess of a game. But after giving plenty of time to play Modern Warfare Remastered, I have now been able to construct my review and determine whether it's worth buying for nostalgia or not. And before we enter this video, let me remind you what factors into this review, and there are 5 points to cover. Does the game's graphics hold up to today's current generation of games? Does the gameplay offer anything unique and exciting to the experience, as well as keeping the gamer entertained throughout? Does the content that is held within the game retain that replayability value of the game itself? Next is special moments. Is the game able to replicate those special moments and memories from earlier experience? And finally, conclusion, which pretty much speaks for itself. You know, we come to a conclusion of whether the game is worth buying for its nostalgia or not. So let's get straight into this remaster of a classic. So first of all is graphics and sound, and as shown below in these images, Modern Warfare Remastered's graphics truly resemble definition of what a remaster should look like. Not only has Raven updated the graphics using Sledgehammer's engine from Advanced Warfare, but there is a complete overhaul of graphics in terms of lighting, texture, character models, resolution, anti-aliasing, etc, etc. But they've been able to enhance the graphics to show how weather, lighting and shadow can affect small aspects of the gameplay. In some areas, sound design has been changed or improved upon, but some weapons like the Deagle or the AK-47 have the same sound effects along with the announcers for each faction. The soundtrack for this game is one of the most iconic themes, along with background music that plays throughout multiplayer. Combining this with the graphics helps to create that eerie, intriguing Warzone atmosphere during the game in its campaign and multiplayer. And moving on to gameplay, the main aspect that everyone wants in Call of Duty as of this moment is the boots on the ground gameplay, and this is more evident as in the next Call of Duty game, World War II, will feature this. It offers more strategy in objective based game modes whilst remaining as an arcade shooter, with core movement being boots on the ground during this ongoing battle between two factions. It can resort to some camping, but that is how you play the objective as well as earning those kill streaks. However, there are more campers than I can remember being in this remaster. The hit detection and lag, I must say, is a bit more severe than I originally remembered, and it doesn't help with removing the ping bars. But I can gladly say there's no more game ending host because little Timmy couldn't get his helicopter. I still never get bored of this core movement though, and I still find the kill streaks in the gameplay being more rewarding than ever, as it offers you XP as you rank up. There are problems that are present in the remaster as they were shown in the original game. You still have infamous overpowered clutch per along with the overpowered M16 and sniper rifles, and in some cases it can make the game not unplayable, not broken, but it just gets really irritating and it breaks how you want to play the game in the first place. And let me just say that the spawns in this game are ridiculous and random at its best. If you're being spawn trapped, you will still stay in your spawn unless the enemy controls all objectives. You will then spawn flip back to the opposite side. I would also like to touch upon the time to kill. It is ridiculous. Literally, as soon as I see someone, I might as well just put down a controller and wait for me to respawn, because I just get killed instantly. And when I do respawn, sometimes I spawn on the enemy side, or I spawn right in front of an enemy and I die instantly. So that is really annoying, and I don't think I ever encountered that in the original game. So when it comes to content in Modern Warfare Remastered, it comes with the campaign that is split into 3 acts, which introduces some of the most iconic missions and characters, and it is worth playing if you can't access online in any way. Say you don't have PlayStation Plus or Xbox Gold, you know, you might as well play a bit of campaign, you know, just to kill some time. I also tend to play the campaign if I'm rendering a video or I'm uploading a video to YouTube. I just play this, and it's worth playing because you get introduced again to missions that have great storytelling. But the multiplayer content at launch was the same as the original. You have 5 weapon classes, a sidearm, and there's a ton of variety when it comes down to choosing your weapons. But the attachments are limited to the 2 or 3 attachments you can unlock unlock, and some weapons like the M16, AK-47 or AK-74U, they tend to outgun you if you're using something like a G36C or an MP5. You're also equipped with a normal and special grenade, along with 3 perks and the original 3 kill streaks, which are the UAV, precision airstrike, and the helicopter. However, there are a few extra features in Creator Class that was introduced in the form of microtransactions, which is completely optional to the player, and if you can hold your grudge from buying it, you can still have the same experience when it comes to content as in the original. But this includes weapon kits, cosmetic knives, reticles, extra camos, and very limited customization to your character. I gotta give props to Raven for not creating bunny or gingerbread costumes to keep the modern setting as authentic as possible. The game also has old school game modes like Capture the Flag or old school Cage Deathmatch, but they also have Kill Confirmed and Hardpoint, and on some occasions during the community events they have a Weekend Warfare playlist to keep the game fun and entertaining, and this actually does keep me playing the game a lot more than I used to back in the day. But now when it comes to prestiging, I'm really happy that when you do prestige, you unlock a permanent token, an extra class, and your camo and career challenges are not reset, which wasn't the case in the original game, and this keeps me playing the game even more than I used to. However, with the inclusion of DLC, they also put weapons, and I mean stat changing weapons, that were not in the original game, which goes against the term remaster, and it changes the gameplay compared to the original. But if you think about it realistically, I rarely run into these players with these new weapons, and if I do, I can still use my M16 and blow their heads off, no problem right there. So when it comes down to special moments, this is important, as the memories I had in this game are quite limited because I didn't buy the game on launch. I actually played it during Modern Warfare 2's time period, so I still have that nostalgia that loads of people have, but moments like the nuke going off in Shock and Awe, or crawling through the grass in Chernobyl, and then controlling an AC-130 is even better than it looked in the original Call of Duty. But when it comes to multiplayer, it can be very different. You might have those nostalgic moments, but when it comes to the modern community, you know, it's not everything that you might expect. I mean, when I do play multiplayer, it's always satisfying when I get that collateral kill with a sniper or a headshot with an assault rifle, and this is supported once again with the old weapon sounds. It just gives out that nostalgic moment. It's like the ping sound from the M1 Garand, you know, when you hear it, just, oh, brilliant sound. But I also find myself doing this thing, and not everyone does this, but every time I used to prestige in the Modern Warfare trilogy, I'd find myself using like an underrated weapon more than I would. And it takes me back to how I used to diverse the experience when it comes to using different weapons back in the day. But with the enhanced graphics, sounds, boots on the ground movement, I just feel even more immersed into the game, because like say when I'm a sniper, I'm using a ghillie suit, I feel like a lone wolf sniper giving cover and fire to win the match. Or sometimes when I'm playing defense on a flag in domination, I'm not camping, I'm actually holding down this section of the map to win the game. And some people say like, oh, there's so many campers, but you gotta tell the difference between camping and actually playing the objective, and that's what I'm doing in domination. I'm holding down an area to win the match for my team. That's what I loved about the old Call of Duty games. You got that feeling that you were a soldier on the front lines, and not hop around and hope you'll find someone like in Black Ops 3. You know, is this remaster successful? Is it worth the nostalgia? In some cases, it can be, depending on how you play the game and if you choose to buy the microtransactions or not. I remember my first game on Modern Warfare Remastered, and know this, you will die a lot because you've jumped off, say, Black Ops 3 to Modern Warfare Remastered, and this game is a lot more strategic than Black Ops 3. So just don't rush, take your time, and if you're gonna do something like, say, capture a flag, just think before you act. Yes, the microtransaction supply drop bullshit wasn't in the original game, and as much as I hate it, there's no point in complaining because Activision like made $3 billion off this shit. So if you don't like it, don't buy any of the DLC and you can still have fun. The game has its nostalgic moments, and the changes to prestiging and how challenges work makes the game a little bit less repetitive and less boring. Just know when you're going to buy this game that the lag is a bit more severe than it was. There's no ping bars, you die way too fast, like I'm talking Ghosts level now. But at least, again, like I said, the game ending host is gone. But what do you guys think? Are you going to be getting Modern Warfare Remastered? Are you still playing this game? Have you bought it? Let me know in the comments below. Also, do not forget to drop a like rating, subscribe. If you have subscribed, click that notification bell. Have a great day, and I'll see you on my next video. See you guys, goodbye. Peace.